Welcome to the Good Kraken Show. My name is Devin, aka Brevin the Dude. What is up? I am joined here today by the screaming Polynesian himself, Ernell Pearson. What the fuck is up, man?
Hey, aloha, baby. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. And my fiery senor, Garrick, the Vermilion Beard.
What's gravy, baby?
King Crimson Chin, let's go. Just wanted to put out a reminder out there. I am wearing a very important shirt this evening, okay? Because we need to understand that there's
Birds aren't real.
big problems in this world today. And it's that we are led to believe that Russian drones disguised as birds, whatever those are, you know what I mean, are out here we're just surrounded by them. We're surrounded. Yeah. How have we allowed this to happen? Devin, go.
Well, I mean, we've all heard it before. When a bird dies, instead of you hearing like a noise and they fall over, you just hear that Windows failure sound. Dun 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 dun.
and then that's it.
Dude, is that why magpies are such assholes? They're drones.
Well, they're all drones. All birds are drones. That's the issue. You know,
birds are real.
Magpies are arguably maybe I don't know, more specifically like North Korean drones. Like they might just hate everybody more than the Russians do, arguably.
Well, it's a good thing we're not talking about drones and birds today, because this is the Good Kraken Podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. If you're riding this wave, you can head on over to patreon.com/Good Kraken Show, where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast or video services across the 7 seas. Arr.
Yarg.
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 Come on, Garrick.
Yarg.
There you go.
Yarg.
However, if you've emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can go watch us record the show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime, and we would love for you to give that to us to help us keep pushing content to all of you listening and or watching at home. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken ! And leaving a review there. Review.
Devin.
We got some captain's orders here.
Hell yeah, we do.
All right.
Yeah, we do.
Yep. Okay. Please go watch our review of Dune. And go watch Dune. Better yet, go watch Dune, then watch our review of Dune.
Mm-hmm. And
or if
then
you've
watch
already
Dune
watched
again.
it. Yeah, if you've already watched it, watch our review, watch Dune again, watch our review again, then watch Dune 3 more times, and then watch our review.
Yes, and then as Josh says, I have a McRib. Go get yourself a McRib when they come out in December, because they're delicious.
And then watch Dune again.
Yes, and then watch Dune
a McRib.
once more after that. Yes,
Absolutely. If you have Amazon, so
I fucking hate you so much. Not for me, command. You know what? I have
That's
to say,
just gonna get abused.
I have to say, I will allow this from the bottom of my heart, because it's not even anti McRib. It's just, you know what? For me, it's the McChicken. It's just the McRib's just not my cup of tea. I just prefer the McChicken. I like that. I like that argument even better. Oh, here we go. Oh, fucking here we go. Here we go. And all right, cool. Yeah, go on.
See, we were making headway here, and we he's trying to bridge the gap with you, man, and then he gives you the olive branch, and you can't be doing that. McRib does not suck. You suck.
I mean, according to Xander's base, 77% of people said it's trash. So
yeah, but you know what though? Let's be real here, right? Let's be real here. There's an argument to be made that Xander is just up to no good over there. You know what I mean? Like Xander's basically doing the moral equivalent of cooking up meth in his kitchen.
He's totally in chat right now too.
That's okay. That's okay. I will allow. Like I
anti McRib propaganda over there on that channel.
I think Xander is up to no fucking good. Okay,
Yeah.
he's over there just cooking up crack in his fucking kitchen. All right, that's just what that's what Xander's doing morally. You know what I mean? We don't even need all that negative energy. All right, from Xander's little cronies. You know what I mean? We love Xander. We love Xander, and we love the homies that he does bring in here. But let's be real, right? Most of them are rocks.
All right. Anyways, after that interruption,
I'm kidding, by the way.
Also, please spread the word about our fundraiser. Please. Ernell, could you give them an update?
Yes, yeah. So we are at 265 last I checked, and that was a couple days ago. I have seen a couple more follows on YouTube hit, and a couple more Twitch subscriptions hit prior or after I had checked the other day. So we are more than likely right around the 285 mark, which is just inches away.
So close.
Yes, we're getting there. It's gonna be dope once we do, though.
Yep. And you know what it's like when we're just getting there. You can feel it in your toes on the sand.
You feel it in your nose.
Little, you know, little things. Little
some
waves.
little waves. I love it. So Little Waves is our little segment that we do for the news headlines and stuff. And we didn't think we were going to have a bigger in-depth conversation, so we stick them in here for us to burn through really, really fast. We do have a couple breaking ones from today that we will talk about in the end here. But first off, Sony is reportedly quote-unquote happy with sales numbers for Kena Bridge of Spirits. Garrick gave us a review on his play of Kena Bridge of Spirits. Joe Moran from the PlayStation Trophy Room gave us his talk on Kena Bridge of Spirits, and it sounds like this is a very good game, and thankfully they have made their money back for development costs, which means the game is technically a success.
Which is good, because like they didn't PR this shit at all at launch. Like it got it got released and then nobody talked about it at all.
Besides people that played it.
Aside for the people like me who were hyped on it from the beginning. But
yeah.
it is worth your time. I think it would find a good home on Game Pass, but because it's already on the Epic Store, something tells me probably not for a minute at least. But it's a good game. Like, I really like it, especially if you like anything minorly reminiscent to like Legend of Zelda games.
Also, I'm seeing Josh's in the chat saying, for me it's the make methane quote, it's Xander 2021. I just want to clarify, I am just being a facetious bitch when I'm saying that. I don't think any of Xander's followers are crackheads, besides maybe me, because I am technically following him on like everything.
I didn't even hear you say that. How dare you?
I mean crackheads, crack rocks, you know, like it's like either one. Yeah, I was just being cheeky. I was being a cheeky bastard. With that said, someone who's not a cheeky bastard, Brendan Fraser will reportedly be the villain in the new Batgirl movie. So apparently he is rumored, all but confirmed, to be Firefly, which is dope. Good. I want more Brendan Fraser. Get him back in our lives.
More Brendan Fraser, please. More Brendan Fraser, please. I just want to see. I want to see a renaissance of Brendan Fraser.
What I want is for Brendan Fraser to make such a comeback that they give us another mommy movie with Brendan Fraser.
He has actually expressed interest in doing it if Paramount is willing to make it fun.
I want it in and around my fucking body.
That's what I'm saying.
Imagine a stacked ass Brendan Fraser again.
Right.
Dude, even if he wasn't stacked, I would still go see it.
What if they brought Scorpion King back?
With the same level of CGI as the original.
Yeah, exactly. This is the same writer producers. They actually purposely don't use new technology for it. They just keep it janky, you know what I'm saying? But some of that may not be janky. Xbox reportedly developing a Wu-Tang Clan themed RPG. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'll play it.
They were talking about in the few articles I had read that like this is
Wait
cool.
a minute.
What?
How did this end up in Little Waves and as a news story?
We're going to talk about it more in depth, but I just wanted to, yeah. We were talking about it more in depth. I wanted to bring it up here first and foremost because cool. Also, it was an accident, and I don't want to admit it. Anyways.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, for sure. Sony exec was initially super resentful of Marvel Studios' plans for Spider-Man. So this exec was Amy Pascal, representative for Sony during the initial beginnings of Sony and Marvel kind of doing a Spider-Man crossover, but prior to that ever happening, Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal had sat down to initially have Kevin Feige have a helping hand in Spider-Man or Amazing Spider-Man 3. Kevin Feige basically said, I don't want to do that because you guys are doing something else that I'm not with. And if you guys want me to be part of it, why don't you just let me do all of it? And apparently Amy Pascal threw a fit, threw a quote unquote, threw a sandwich at him, and told him to get out, and he left. And now we are here many moons down the line.
We see how that worked out.
Now, apparently this story got brought up because there is a new book that had recently come out that talks about the making of the MCU as we know it, from the very, very beginning, from Iron Man being started, all those years before. I'm hearing it's a really interesting and informational book. I'm contemplating picking it up myself. But cool. What you got?
Just some more Sony being Sony.
Yeah, for sure. No, I get it. I mean, like, let's be real here. Kevin Feige had a point. You know what I'm saying? He's had a point for a real long time. Another good point, though. The Dark Pictures Season 1 finale, The Devil in Me, announced. So, here's the thing. Me and Devin, we're going to be talking about this in our schedule segment at the end of the show. Me and Devin are playing the Dark Pictures anthology, House of Ashes, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. right here, twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. Be there or be Xander's follower.
Yikes.
I'm kidding. I love you, Xander. Love you guys over there that hang out with Xander. I love all of you guys.
Husky just joined too. Right.
I love all of you guys. Listen, my hatred here is actually more towards Xander. I probably shouldn't even be directing it towards Xander's homies. It's more so for Xander. He's a crackhead.
Oh my god. He's like he's like the most wholesome dude ever.
No, for real. Like, honestly, I am 3 times the crackhead than Xander I could ever be.
100%
Why are
agree.
people crackheads now?
Anyways, we're playing House of Ashes tomorrow night. Apparently, the end of House of Ashes has a trailer for their next game that they're putting out in the Dark Pictures anthology, which is The Devil in Me. And apparently is going to be also announces that they are releasing the games in seasons. So they're doing 4 per season. And this next one, The Devil in Me, is the 4th for season 1. And cool. I'm excited to see it when we beat the game on Friday night. It's going to be fucking dope time. Dune wins the weekend domestic box office with $40.1 million, sets a pandemic record for Warner Brothers. And breaking news, everybody, I'm doing the Nolan horn. Breaking news. Maybe we can just do that as our breaking news sound. Maybe we could do that.
Yeah,
I think that's a good choice. I like that. Look at us be innovative, Devin. You know what I'm saying? As CEOs of Good Kraken, you know what I mean? Like we're doing
co-CEOs.
There you go. Yes. Breaking news: Dune Part 2 was greenlit as of this morning. Gentlemen, let's give him a hand. Let's give him a fucking hand. Let's fucking go. Let's go.
Oh my god.
I am
so
so
smiling.
Fucking ready for it. I was telling Devin before we started up stream here, I've watched this movie 4 times already.
Yeah.
Good old HBO Max.
Yeah, dude. Good old HBO Max. I'm seeing it for my 4th time on HBO Max, and then I'm going to see it again in theaters this week.
Dude,
Damn.
honestly, I'm contemplating because I have a couple friends that want to fucking see it. My partner wants to watch it from our long distance over HBO Max. Like, I'm down. I'm gonna watch it a million fucking times. Dude.
Honestly, at this point, like, I don't even necessarily want to go to see the movie. I just want to take as many people as I can to the movie and then just sit and like watch them like like that's for 2.5 hours. That's all I want to do.
Yeah,
and be like, and I'm just gonna judge like if they walk into that theater and they're just gonna be like, it was all right, and I'm gonna be like, we had a great friendship, but I'm gonna need you to find a new ride home. Like,
that's fair. Also, Josh in the chat says what Devin really wants is a McRib, a stacked ass McRib. Pokemon Go is celebrating Dia de Muertos globally this year. That's going to be November 1st from 10 a.m. to November 2nd at 11:59 p.m. For those of you at home that don't know what the fuck they're talking about, El Dia de los Muertos is basically the Day of the Dead in translation for Mexico. That is their version of Halloween, so to speak, for those of you that, are dumb and don't understand culture.
Okay? We call it fall because the leaves fall down. We call it fall because the leaves fall down.
Yes, yeah. For those of you that are just so uncultured, you've never watched Coco. You know what I mean? Like you've never seen a sugar skull ever in your fucking life, you morons, fucking crackheads out there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Devin's so over it. I love it. Yeah, so they're gonna be celebrating that for one day. It's gonna be tight. Vin Diesel walked Paul Walker's daughter Meadow down the aisle at her wedding.
Wait. I'm not fucking crying. You're crying.
Yeah.
Question.
Yes. What's up?
Did Paul name his daughter Meadow? So it just says Meadow Walker. Meadow Walker.
That's pretty hard, honestly. That sounds like something we would hear from a Final Fantasy game. Let's be real.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Yeah.
The picture that they posted, or that she posted specifically, talking about Vin Diesel doing this for her. Honestly, yeah, as Garrick said, I'm not crying. You're fucking crying, because this was fucking sweet. Honestly, like something I want to put here. Vin Diesel, for being the absolute dipshit that he comes off as at all times. Like, have you guys looked at Vin Diesel's Instagram?
No.
Don't. This dude.
Now I have to.
This dude's entire Instagram is some of the most redonkulous shit, because he takes like people's fan art of Vin Diesel, like really bad fan art, not like beautiful portraits or like pencil drawn things. He takes people's like graphic designs, my passion type stuff, and he like puts it on his Instagram. It's never anything that is like extravagant work. It is always like some shit with like him like in like really bright contrast with low opacity and angel wings, and then it's like him in the clouds looking down on him like he died but he didn't. like he died and he's looking over himself like that. Like that's like everything he fucking posts is like that. And then there's random selfies of him with like Michelle Rodriguez.
What an Instagram account.
And then looking at it right now, and it doesn't look anything like that.
Dude, keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. He goes in seasons. Vin Diesel has seasons, okay? There's season of family, and then there's season of family, and then there's season of family. He just, and it rotates all year round. He doesn't have a fourth quarter season. What?
Like, come on, bro. Like,
I can't, dude.
Like,
I can't.
Is that shit real life?
Here's the deal, though. My point in bringing this up is I didn't want to actually just intentionally just shit all over him, because he actually, well, I mean, like I did. Like, he's kind of a dipshit. But anyways, for being the fucking crackhead, since we're on that subject tonight, that he is.
You are the only one on that subject.
being the Vin Diesel, the family man that he is, he's actually very wholesome at all times. And it's like, even though I'm like, honestly, like I think a dog could outthink this man. He really is just a sweet boy. And
Have you met Amos? He is also a
Dude,
sweet
he's
boy.
gonna see this and then just beat the shit.
Bring it, Vin Diesel. Let's go, dog.
He's gonna fucking
Oh
square
my god,
up.
Modelo's better.
He's
than
gonna bring his
Corona
whole
anyways.
family too.
Modelo's better than Corona, anyways. And that is Little Waves, Devin.
Yeah.
Next up, what do we got? What do we got next up?
Next up, we got some news.
The Helm. Let's fucking go. Let's go.
Yo.
All right, what do we got?
So we got some cool shit going on. Halo Infinite's campaign has finally been revealed, and it's looking much better. And this is coming from Ari Nadas over at Kotaku. After what we felt like was an eternity of waiting, we finally have an idea of how Halo Infinite's campaign will look like. Developer 343 Industries re-revealed the mode for the first-person shooter in a digital showcase today. That was yesterday, right?
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah.
Yep. Halo Infinite picks up after the events of Halo 5 and sees Master Chief trying to figure out why Cortana, his longtime AI partner, went rogue and tried to destroy humanity. He's seeking another AI, codenamed The Weapon. Kind of a cool name, you know?
That's
it's like
a hard-ass name,
weapon.
bro. That's a hard-ass name. Let's go.
Who was allegedly designed as a countermeasure to Cortana. The Banished, a splintered faction of Chief's enemies turned allies, the Covenant are in his way. Interesting way of wording that.
Well, so it's a splinter faction of Chief's enemies turned allies, the Covenant. They just didn't put a comma. They should put a comma.
Yeah. Editing, folks.
Yeah, right. Editors.
I read the teleprompter, all right?
These crackheads out here just not editing correctly. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god, not at all, Ari. We do not mean that. It's been a rocky road for Halo Infinite. Last year, 343 Industries showed off a slice of the mid-game level from the campaign. Though it demonstrated a ton of cool stuff, including an open-ended map and sweet grappling hook. I really do like that grappling hook. Fans laser focused on the visuals. Making fun of the muddied visuals, certainly not indicative of how Microsoft's marquee series could look on its marquee console. An out of context screenshot of an NPC alien was particularly damning.
Craig.
Yep. To the community, his name is Craig. Some had speculated that Halo Infinite would be an open world game. Today's stream clearly showed a large map and some freely structured first person shooter gameplay. At one point, Chief attacks a Banished base as if you were in Far Cry. But Microsoft hasn't explicitly said one way or the other whether this is the case or not. Shortly after the Cold Republic reception, as first reported by Bloomberg, 343 brought in longtime Halo vet Joe Staten, clap, 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 to take the reins on Infinite's development. The studio delayed the game from 2020 to sometime in 2021. Over the past few months, 343 Industries has conducted a series of technical tests, essentially betas for Infinite's multiplayer. All of them have been well received. Halo Infinite, or well, most of it, is scheduled to come out December 8th, 2021 for PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. Its multiplayer will be free to play. The campaign, meanwhile, is separate, available for purchase as you would a standard game or via Microsoft's Game Pass service, which, 30 million people now? Yeah. It won't launch with a cooperative campaign nor the ray tracing. Both of those will come down the line. So,
I want to start out here actually.
yeah.
This is hype. As someone who's not really like a dedicated like Halo guy, I used to really thoroughly enjoy Halo. Like way back in the day. I feel like all of us, anyone who's played video games, enjoyed Halo to some extent or another way back in the day. Seeing this and seeing the way they've been marketing this and promoting the multiplayer and how they've handled the betas and the testing and everything makes me want to love Halo again. Honestly, I've never been more invested in a Halo game than I am right now. After seeing the trailer, after seeing everything that they presented us leading up to this stuff, even with the co-op campaign not dropping on day one, I could care less about ray tracing. That's not like my battle to fight, so it's like whatever. But the co-op campaign stuff not being there isn't very much like a deterrent for me, even though I would like to be able to play it with you guys. I feel like I'm down for soloing this campaign day one if I can help it, just because this game looks fascinating to me.
Yeah, and it's not like people don't replay Halo campaigns anyways. Everybody's like, gotta do it on Legendary now, you know?
Yep.
So, I'm excited for this. Game looks great. Game looks like it has a compelling story. I'm stoked.
Yeah, it looks very, I don't know. It looks very like we've been taking a lot of steps forward. Considering the last few like Halo games that we've gotten, like Halo like Master Chief stories that we've gotten, this is a big step, and I'm really excited to see it. Garrick, you look like you're on the precipice of a thought there. What are you thinking? What do you got?
Dude, not much on this, to be completely honest. Like, I haven't really played Halo since the second one. I mean, I think
Sounds fake,
I feel like
okay.
this is still, dude, it's true. Like, I just
Sounds like a Sony pony.
Sounds like a bitch.
it's just like Halo's like it's just one of those games that like I personally kind of missed the boat on. I really liked the first two, but I only ever played like the campaigns. I never really got super into like the multiplayer and stuff. I think this is super fucking dope for Halo fans. Like, considering like all I remember about that initial reveal is the Craig meme. That's fucking it, man. Like that's the only thing that stuck with me, and I've seen it, and it's going to get used even after like they've beautified the game. But I might check it out if it actually ends up being open world. That might change the Halo formula just enough, and the fact that it's probably Game Pass, that I might peep it. But I haven't played Halo in forever. Like I have no idea what that game's even about anymore.
Well, good news for you. When it comes out, we're going to be doing splash damage episodes of that game.
Let's go.
Probably at least maybe even till the end of the year, honestly, when it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know.
It's going to go dumb. It's going to go dumb, dude. Next up, we have Aquaman director James Wan confirms canceled Trench spinoff was secretly a Black Manta movie. This comes from Timothy Adams from comicbook.com, and it reads like this. Gotta clear out the phlegm. Director James Wan revealed that he had big plans for his Aquaman spinoff featuring The Trench, with the DC Extended Universe film secretly serving as a starring vehicle for the villain Black Manta. Okay. Let me butcher the fuck out of this, all right? Yahya Abdul Mateen II. All right, sick. Antagonist played a smaller role in 2018's Aquaman film and will return in the 2022 sequel Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. While praising the work that went on behind the scenes to bring Black Manta's comic book visuals to the big screen, the director confirmed his secret plans for The Trench. Wan responded to a question from a fan on his Instagram account, spilling small details on how fans almost got a full-blown Black Manta movie. Quote, "I'll let you in on a secret. The canceled Trench spin-off movie was really going to be a secret Black Manta movie," Wan said. We're still deep in sort of crafting the script, crafting the story right now, so I don't want to get into that too much, but definitely it's one that I really want to lean into the horror of it. So it's going to play more as a monster horror movie than it will as a superhero film, but it's still definitely part of the Aquaman world, end quote, Wan said. Word came down in April that DC was not moving forward with Wan's The Trench, and a New Gods movie from Ava DuVernay. Reports stated DC was putting its focus on building up its DC movies and HBO Max original shows. At the time, it was believed a quote-unquote a natural spot couldn't be found for either film. But since then, new films for DC heroes Blue Beetle, Zatanna, and Batgirl have been announced for HBO Max. Wan is also producing an Aquaman animated spin-off series on HBO Max titled Aquaman, King of Atlantis. The first season is streaming now, with new episodes releasing every week. As for Black Manta, DC just released a new solo miniseries miniseries starring the villain by writer Chuck Brown and artist Valentin Delandro. Black Manta can be found next in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, premiering in theaters on December 16th, 2022. Thoughts? What do we got? What are we thinking?
Well, if it's gonna be a horror movie, it better be better than Malignant.
I will
Or if
end
they're
this.
gonna
I will
try to
end this
do-
fucking show right now. I will end this goddamn show right now. Don't you
I'm
shit
not
on
the only
Malignant?
person-
Oh, you motherfucker! You
I'm not the only
motherfucker.
person who thinks that.
That is big crackhead energy coming from you,
Look,
Devin. All right,
but
yeah, Garrick, go.
if they want to do the whole superhero like horror theme, they've already learned what not to do, at least by looking at the New Mutants. Like, don't do that shit. Don't do new whatever the fuck New Mutants did. Just don't.
Yeah. Because I mean,
And-
like, New Mutants almost did it, right? They almost
Yeah,
were there. Yeah.
But like it was just off enough that it ruined the rest of the movie. And like, so here's the thing about this, that like, I don't know about you guys, but I actually liked the Aquaman film. Like, I thought it was really fun, just enjoyable when I liked Jason Momoa.
Sure.
But I like Black Manta's character felt so minor, and I'm not sure if he's like a super popular DC comic book character, because I'm not well versed in DC comics like I am Marvel. But
Yeah,
like,
sure.
the cinematic version of Black Manta was just like shallow and uninteresting to me. And so like the fact that like, oh yeah, the secret like horror film was going to star this random B-roll like DC villain that wasn't even super good in the villain role he was already in. Like, I don't feel like we're missing out on a ton here. I liked the trench. Like, the trench was actually probably one of the coolest parts of the Aquaman movie.
Yeah.
But it was only in like that last half hour, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I just, nothing about of everything that's in Aquaman, Black Manta was the one thing I was like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
They to me, it just felt like they didn't do anything innovative with Black Manta, which is why I'm sure, like, because they knew that Black Manta was not, anything to be reckoned with. I'm sure that's a big part of why they ended up not going after this spinoff thing. Because it's like, realistically, like, I don't feel like Black Manta was that compelling of a character. I didn't feel like he was that dangerous. I felt like he looked goofy as shit. To me,
They could have removed his story arc from the movie, and the plot would have still pled along the same direction, all on its own.
Yeah, to me, like, I don't know, like, it felt like Black Manta was just like kind of like a last minute thought, like an afterthought in this movie, that like most of like the good stuff that happens in Aquaman is like focused around the greater scale of things going on, right? Like you said, Black Manta could have just been not in this movie and it would have been just fine. Like, this movie would have still been the same damn thing.
When they were fighting in Italy, he could have just squared off with some random ass Atlanteans and nobody would have thought second about it.
Yeah, I don't know. He seems to have big stakes.
Or just-
Do you have any skin in this fight, Devin? Is this doing anything for you?
Apparently, that's how it feels about it.
Well,
In case you were wondering, people
for
not
me, it's
listening
the
to
McChicken.
this live, apparently for him, it's the McChicken, the original chicken
No,
sandwich.
I mean,
Black Manta.
yeah. I mean, they canceled it because they thought it wasn't a good idea, but then they thought Malignant
Because it
was
wasn't
a good and then they thought Malignant was a good idea.
Just attacking you left and right.
Garrick, do you want to take our third story?
Sure will.
Before me and Devin get into
I
a
sure
fucking
will
fight.
take our third story. Hey, we're going to be circling back around about Xbox doing a Wu-Tang Action-RPG reportedly in development. This is coming from James Carr at GameSpot. Thanks for making the article small because I can't read.
I got you, baby.
Xbox. Xbox is reportedly working on a third-party studio. Working with a studio. Here we go. Working with a third-party studio to develop an action RPG with a soundtrack made by legendary hip-hop group Wu-Tang Clan.
It's for the kids.
The four-person co-op action game is said to feature an anime aesthetic and would be developed by Brass Lion Entertainment. The report came from Windows Central and the Games Beat podcast, both of which independently reported on the upcoming Project Shaolin. Oh my god, I can't believe you guys. You guys can't.
I spelled it.
You didn't even fucking spell it right.
You spelled it right in the
Malignant. Ignorant.
Malignant. Malignant. I got you,
right
Devin. I got you, Devin.
I spelled it right
Are you fucking kidding me?
Worst command ever.
On the face of this planet, don't watch this.
Oh
I
my
hate
God.
you. I hate you so much. Garrick, just fucking continue. Please save the show.
Ah! Okay, so Game Beats decided podcast, both of which were reporting independently on the upcoming Project Shaolin, which was included in the recent NVIDIA leak that included other information of the God of War coming to PC and the GTA Trilogy remaster. The game is reported to be a third-person co-op action RPG with a focus on melee combat, with the campaign lasting a few dozen hours, where players collect loot like weapons and gear. It's also reportedly to receive live service updates and will feature end-game dungeons. It's weird that they're writing this all on like the Wu-Tang Clan. But anyways,
the
in
Wu-Tang
September,
dungeons.
in September, Brassline Entertainment President and Chief Visionary Officer Manveer Hire shared on Twitter that the company was hiring people to work for an unannounced action RPG with a dope anime aesthetic. That's a fucking quote, y'all.
Dope anime aesthetic. I love it.
That is a quote, yeah.
Brassline Entertainment is a new studio with veteran leadership that has worked on Mass Effect, Fallout, and Sleeping Dogs. Project Shaolin is reportedly being developed in partnership with Xbox. Wu-Tang Clan is reportedly creating the game's soundtrack, and the report does not state how long the game has been in development. Until there is an official announcement, it is a good idea to take these reports with a grain of salt. Okay, so honestly, I saw this article and I immediately had things to say because did anybody else see this headline or just like, fuck yeah, we're getting a Wu-Tang a la Def Jam game? And that's what I wanted it to be. And then I read more and I was just like, this whole headline is just about Wu-Tang Clan just doing the fucking soundtrack for a weird anime looter shooter game with a dope anime aesthetic, bro. Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, tight.
There you go. That's literally, that sounds like that's everything we know about this title. Enjoy.
Yeah,
like,
basically. I mean, like,
I think it sounds tight. Honestly,
I will probably check it out just because, like, it's so fucking weird, like that they felt the need, like, this is the combination of things we want to combine together: looter shooters and dungeons and anime. Oh yeah, and bro, the fucking soundtrack has to be done by the Wu-Tang Clan.
It has to be. Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
It has to be. Also, thank you guys from the Box Network for coming in with a raid. We love you. We love you guys so much for popping in here as often as you guys do. Thank you so much. I want to talk
what
about
else is there?
the one thing that stood out to me the most here is it said, quote, with a campaign lasting a few dozen hours. So I remember reading another article that sort of talked about how, like, they are thinking that Wu-Tang Clan will be in this game to some extent or another. And it's awesome because we haven't had Wu-Tang in a game because they're for the kids. We haven't had Wu-Tang in a game since the last Def Jam. And so it's like, cool, that's tight. Like, but can we talk about how they're just so loosely utilizing terms like loot and dungeons and weapons and gear?
It's gonna have guys. It's gonna have end game dungeon.
Guys.
Like,
This
if this is not Game of the Year material with a dope anime aesthetic, people are going to collect loot, armor, and gear, and end game dungeons. Oh, come on. This is a no-brainer. Like,
guess what? Guess what, though?
What's up?
Game Pass.
there's no way this is not going to end up on Game Pass.
No,
like,
it's
gonna be like
Xbox.
Streets of Rage.
It's Xbox. Everything first party.
He's saying
yeah.
there's no way it's not going to be on Game Pass.
I know.
So
like,
it's like
just because, like, yeah.
There's no way.
Honestly,
it's not
even
be on
if
Game
it
Pass.
wasn't, even if it wasn't in partnership with Xbox, I would read this article and be like, "This is going to be on Game Pass."
Okay.
Like, there's.
Now, the cool thing about this, though, the one cool thing that I will point out is that Brass Lion Entertainment, like, specifically, are very, very known for working on games that are centered around BIPOC characters and stories. So they focus their games and their attention on stories that are revolved around people of color. And that is tight. I will give them that much credit. I just don't know if RZA and Ghostface and the whole Wu-Tang group are what we needed.
It'll be interesting to say the least.
That is fair. Kevin in the chat says, I heard they're putting the Ender Dragon as a DLC. Devin, what we got next, my guy?
Final boss.
What games they've made. Brass Lion.
Aren't they like a brand new studio, though? Like brand new?
Not
like new.
brand new, no. They've done, like, I think 3 games is what the article said that I was reading.
Oh, okay.
Well, in the meantime, we're going into hands-on.
Yep. Hands-on.
I'm not in charge of the fucking segues,
It's
y'all.
okay, I
Like,
got you.
I usually have a good feed of segues, but today they were minimal.
It's okay. We're all on crackhead energy today.
Yeah. Get Ernell.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been playing and what have you been watching? You can pick one game or one movie or show that you've recently played or watched.
Okay.
You know what?
Is that your
Has
explanation
anything
to the
do
people
with
at
crack
home?
or crack rock?
Yeah,
I
so
swear to
this is
God.
that. Oh my God. Well, to be fair, I've had to listen to Ernell call everybody a crack rock today. So it's kind of turned my brain into mush.
He has that effect on people, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. I had a real long talk about Vin Diesel earlier. That usually puts me in a weird mood. You know what I mean?
It's kind of hard to stay on topic sometimes. With him.
What is hands on deck, Devin? For Christ's sake.
So hands on deck is where each of us pick one game and or one movie or show that we've been playing, watching, doing whatever, having our hands on it. Ernell, what have you had your hands on?
Cool. So I had the first one I want to talk about for actually my long one. I want to go long first because I like it long. I watched M. Night Shyamalan's Old.
I'm sorry.
I'm not. I actually genuinely enjoyed this movie. I genuinely enjoyed it. It's not good, but I genuinely enjoyed it.
I'm going to stand by that. I'm sorry.
I liked it.
He has a history of liking bad movies. It's Army of the Dead, Malignant, Old.
Listen, okay, hold the fuck on. You okay? Anyways, Old specifically is definitely just not M. Night Shyamalan's best piece of work. Period. I cannot really say too much more than like that as far as that is concerned, because M. Night Shyamalan just has not been kicking ass the way I wish he would, the way he did back in the day. You know what I mean?
Are you saying that it's worse than Avatar: Last Airbender?
No, my guy. No.
We don't talk about that movie.
Yeah. The Fight Club rules. This movie was actually very interesting. It had an interesting premise to it. The concept of these different people going to a beach during vacation, their own separate vacation trips, and on this beach a lot of weird shit is happening, and I can tell you guys this in the fucking trailer. Time is moving much faster on this beach for different reasons than can really be explained. And yeah,
That sounds really good.
No, it's
yes, convoluted M. Night Shyamalan films.
Yes, exactly. So I I went into it with an open mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I gave it a swing and a shot. And there is some cool stuff that happens in this movie, mainly cinematography wise. They do a lot of really cool, like, sort of like scene changes and like camera things that are happening in the movie that are like really, really interesting, really, really cool. And the story itself, like the concept of the story, like on paper, should be tight. And it's not. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Thank you, Chase, for dropping that McRib in the
Just
chat.
poor execution or what?
It just the acting felt like kind of like what I was telling Devin before with like Malignant, right? Like Malignant like was so purposely cheesy and purposely campy, and that's why I could ride the wave of the character acting being very cheesy and campy, and that worked fine for me. In this, it felt like he said, okay, I want you to be like at a 6 on campy cheesiness. And they went 10. Like they like jumped a couple levels and said,
like
"Oh, you want
campy?
We got campy for you." And it's just like
Ugh.
absolute fucking shit show of just like corny acting from front to fucking back from everyone except for 2 characters. And there's like 8. So you're spending all this time with, so it's like
a not good ratio.
No, it's not. Yeah, they're no. They're not doing too hot in there. Yeah. So I mean, like it's a cool watch. I'd say if you are just looking for something to fill your time with, because that's kind of what it was for me. Where I was like, oh, I didn't watch this. I like M. Night Shyamalan movies, and so I started it. And about 35 minutes in, I was like, I shouldn't have started this. Devin, did you time out Chase? You bastard! You fucking bastard. Anyways, yeah. So like I said, for old, I'd say watch it if you have some time. There's no rush to watch it by any means. It does a couple cool things in it, but honestly, you're not really missing out on much. To be completely honest with y'all. Yeah, now my short one, I went back and watched a movie that I didn't realize I never watched. And I explained this to Devin. Apparently I'm on a Sadtober kick because I went and finally watched the Lovely Bones. Yeah.
Never heard of it.
So it was a book about a, I think 9-year-old girl gets murdered. And,
oh, great. Wholesome story. I like it.
And this story is, oh, get a phone call. Oh God. This story is from the perspective of the girl after she dies. So it's her in heaven watching over her father as her father over the years is trying to solve the murder of his daughter. And so it's a very, very interesting, very fucking sad story, this entire goddamn movie. And I'm like damn near open mouth sobbing in the last like 10 minutes of this fucking movie because it's so wholesome. It's so wholesome. It's like almost Vin Diesel wholesome. But this is a fucking good movie. Like, this is a really, really good movie. But it is old as shit. I think this movie came out in like 2009, 2010, maybe?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's an old movie. I just never watched it. Like, I read the book, like, in high school. I read the fuck out of the book. It's a very, very good book. But I just never got around to watching the damn movie. That one I do recommend. Way more than I would recommend Old by M. Night Shyamalan.
The concept sounds kind of cool.
110%. Also, to kind of backtrack on Old, like M. Night Shyamalan's Old, the acting in Old is very reminiscent to The Happening. So it's like, it's almost identical to the acting in that, where it's like Mark Wahlberg's like, why are y'all going that way? Why y'all going on? I think it's the trees.
Like, I fucking hate that movie.
I think it's the trees. The trees are doing it. And he's just like running around fucking town talking to his fucking wife like an idiot. Yeah, anyways, it's kind of like that. The acting's kind of like that. So don't watch Old, watch Lovely Bones. Watch Lovely Bones.
Good to know.
Yeah, yeah. And that's it. That's all I got for y'all.
Well, I'll go real quick.
Do it.
I'll do my short one first.
You also watched Old.
No, I got Nintendo Online with the expansion pass.
Okay, King. Tell us.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
So far, I am playing Ocarina on my Switch as one would do. As soon as Ocarina becomes available on another Nintendo platform, you play it again. So, yep.
What all's on there, anyways? Is the catalog fairly big?
Let me look at it again. It's not that big right now. It only has like 10 N64 games. I need to dive in and see what Sega Genesis games they have.
Please tell me if they have.
Because if they don't have Majora's
They do
Mask,
have
I'm not
Shaq Fu.
fucking getting it.
Yes.
They don't have Majora's Mask on there yet, but it is getting added.
I'm sure it'll show up.
Yeah. They did announce it's getting added within the first few months. And the reason why I got it is I'm really just playing Ocarina on it until Paper Mario comes out, because I want to play Paper Mario again. I haven't played that game in so long, like the original Paper Mario on N64. So,
yo, what if they give us original Smash on N64 Online with online capabilities?
I think they were talking about doing that because they're doing it with Mario Kart 64 as well.
Oh, I would play the fucking shit out of that.
Yeah. So I think that is coming. But yeah, I'm definitely testing the waters. I just got it last night, so I just, beat the first village, and moving on from there.
Okay, baby.
Yep.
Sick. Okay.
I've played this game like 40 times, so but my big thing, I want to give big shouts out to our boy Pubmaster Drax, because he hooked it up with this guy.
Yes.
And this is the Elite Series 2 controller. And holy fuck, this is gorgeous. I love this thing.
Now, please do the people a favor at home, because there is some detail about this controller that has gotten you a little bit of heat the past few days here. What is the cool part about having this controller, Devin?
Well, for one, Sam got the hookup. Walmart was doing a clearance, $45 for this thing. $45. It's like normally like $200.
$200 controller. Goddamn, son. Goddamn.
It's got the paddles, and I'm getting used to it. So I started like setting it up for like my slides and reloads and stuff, and like FPSs and stuff.
Yeah.
And it makes a difference. Holy shit. It makes a huge difference.
It does.
Also, I have it set to hair trigger as well, so you can shoot really fast with it. And it's just unfair, honestly. If I can be real, it's like
have you had an Elite controller before?
No, never.
No,
my first time.
Okay, dude. Yeah. Go off, King. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think it's really cool with how all the parts are magnetic and stuff. And I used to be one of those people that always said, like, I don't understand why people would spend this much money on one of these. I see the scuffs and everything. Yeah. They're worth it. If you play any like hardcore like competitive gaming, whether it be fighting games or like FPSs, I recommend it now, because I held off for a long time.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah, big shouts to Pubmaster Drax.
Hey, it's lit. Garrick, what you got for us this week, baby?
Wait, was that both of his? I thought he only did one.
No, I did too.
That was his. That one was the second one.
Oh, well, all right then. I suppose I'll go.
All right then, jeez.
All right then. With your Diet Coke.
with my PC, dog.
You said he couldn't play the game till after he finished the dishes. He did finish the dishes. Oh.
I guess I will start off with my short one then at the moment, which is the show that I've been watching. I recently just got caught up on Season 4, Part 1 of Attack on Titan, so the final season. Oh boy. So
yeah.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
No. It is so...
It's phenomenal.
Okay. Attack on Titan has probably one of my favorite stories of any anime, like, ever, period. Like, it carries the drama and, like, the maturity level and the gore and the blood and, like, all the good plot points. Like, it is what I want in an adult anime that doesn't require sketchy URLs. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Tentaclelove.com. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's not the kind of adult anime I want. I want more of shit like Attack on Titan. And like, dude, like I love that like you can tell like there's so many historical like references and stuff like to the real world that they did in Attack on Titan. And the lore is just phenomenal. And the story is just coming together with this crazy twist and all this like political nonsense that you like wasn't even present whatsoever in the first 3 seasons. They're like, by the way, we're now gonna like just cram all this stuff down your face to like basically just explore like thousands of years worth of history, and they're navigating it through like the episode runtimes of 22 minutes so well. Like they really are getting everything they need to into the story while still keeping all of the action, all of the character interest, and getting it to where they need it to be to make that like that grand finale. Oh my god, it's gonna be so sick. Like I really liked the what are they called? The Mallory, the over the sea people. I can't remember what they're from now, but
the
like,
Fremen, the Fremen.
Yeah, the Fremen.
Yeah.
I really loved it. Like it's just Attack on Titan. More of it, please. I cannot wait until they finally wrap this up. I almost want to watch the Chronicle movie that they came out with. It's like a recap of the first 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, that part 1 is so crazy. It's so drama filled too for the first few episodes, and then it just goes off the walls.
Yeah,
Eren Yeager.
When he starts giving the speech.
No, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
It goes like banana sandwich.
Well, so
no spoilers, but it goes banana sandwich really quick.
Here's the deal, though. I have not gotten past the end of season 1 for Attack on Titan. Is it worth burning through the rest of it? Yeah.
So yes. Okay, so it is definitely worth finishing it, and so they actually they made a very smart move, and it's called Attack on Titan Chronicle, and it is a complete. So the film is a complete recap of like a abridged version of seasons 1 through 3 if you don't want to spend the time catching up. So you can just watch the movie and then go straight into season 4.
Really?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So if you don't want to chug through all the episodes, and because they touch all the major plot points, so you can digest the political part of the story, because season 4 is really centered around like that war that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives you all of the digestible important parts and all like Titan lore and etc.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah. So I haven't watched it yet myself, but I've heard good things about it, and it was well received for being a simple recap film.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll have to take a look at that then.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and my second one, New World. I have finally gotten my hands on New World.
3D RuneScape. Let's go.
I wanted to get like at least 10 hours before I said anything about this game, just because there's so much going on.
Okay.
And yeah, it really is like 3D RuneScape with like a really, really PvP like centric territory building system. And honestly, so the level cap is level 60. It's super grindy. I'm only level 15 right now. I think I've gotten like maybe 2 of those levels from doing quests. I literally log on, like you get experience from doing everything: crafting, fishing, mining ore, cutting down trees, gathering like fruits and vegetables, cooking, doing crack rocks, fighting in PvP wars, claiming territories, doing jobs for your factions, fixing up the town. Everything is worth experience in this game. And you can literally level from 0, like level 1, all the way to level cap, and technically never touch a fucking quest.
Okay.
Like you can you can do whatever you want. Like I'm like playing with you can do any of the weapon combinations you want to. You can wear any armor you want to, light, heavy, medium. It's like it basically just gives you free reign to just do whatever you want with the character and enjoy the game how you see fit. I haven't even touched the PvP aspect of it. I've got a company and a faction that I'm a part of, and I want to do one of the wars. That's like one of my next big things, because I want to be able to talk about that on an episode too, once I've dove into the PvP. But like there's literally like you fight to claim territories, and like there's active real-time wars, and you sign up and you participate and you coordinate like attack versus defense, and it's really super involved. And I like you can play the game on basically any settings, low, high, medium, and it's a stellar, beautiful game. And it's just like the the thing I enjoy about this game is like the dopamine comes from the level ups. You know what I'm saying? Like everything has a skill up. Like and like everything like so levels go to level weapons max out at level 20, trade skills max out at 200. You know, level cap is level 60, and you can just level up everything, and you're literally just grinding out those levels and just doing the thing. And like everything is the economy in game is completely player economic based. There's not even like a general vendor you can just sell your garbage to. You either salvage it for parts or you sell it on the trading post for other actual players on the server to buy. Like it is completely like player economic based. It's got like a real world economy. It's a super interesting game. If you like MMOs at all, especially one that you can play either completely solo at your own pace, PvP, PvE, lots of trade skills, like lots of open world exploration, and just a beautiful environment. It's got a little bit for everybody. It is super PvP centric on the end game, but it is well done enough that you can do it casually and still get the full scope of what the game has to offer.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's gnarly.
Because my first question off the top of my head was like, how active is this PvP? Like, are you out in the wilderness and you just got to watch your fucking back at all times? Or is it like there's certain areas like DayZ?
So they incentivize it in a really interesting way. You can actually, I will, 1 second, let me answer Ernell's question.
Yeah.
And then, so they incentivize the use of PvP by being able to toggle PvP on and off whenever you enter like a settlement or like a prominent landmark where other players. So like you'll go into town, you can toggle your PvP, and then you leave town and you'll be enabled to do PvP, but you don't have to turn it on. But they do incentivize it by if you leave your PvP toggled while you're out in the world, you get bonus experience just for having it active, even if you don't participate in PvP. So just like having that risk on of being able to be attacked by other players. Like if you have like world or PvE quests, you can do them as you see fit. But if you're trying to complete PvP quests and you die, you lose the progress on those quests and have to start over. But there's like lots of, you can like crouch, you can go full prone, even though it's an MMO and not a shooter, and like crawl around and hide from players. Like enemy nameplates don't show up by default. You basically have to look at somebody to get like a thing to pop up. Like it's so you really got to watch your back, and they use a lot of real-time audio cues in the world because it's really gather centric. So one thing that's super interesting is like if I'm going out and I'm mining ore in like this little hill land area, every time my pick strikes the ore, it makes a real-time audible cue that anybody in the area from a fair fucking distance away can actually hear you gathering the resources and come schwack you.
Okay.
Crazy.
So like it's kind of got some like the DayZ elements of like where you know like you can hear the players off in the distance are like, all right, we know there's some folks this way, we either want to go get them or like avoid them. And so it combines a lot of like, you know, traditional MMOs like World of Warcraft with like the way they do their trade skills. It's got action combat like Guild Wars 2 or Elder Scrolls Online, and then it's got some survival PvP elements that you might compare to like the Forest or even or DayZ.
Yeah.
It's got a lot to offer.
I was gonna tell Ernell, DayZ is always PvP. Always.
That is true. Yes.
Yeah, but weren't you telling me that it's like
so
PvP?
I play on a specific server that has PvP zones.
Okay.
But you can still be engaged anywhere on the map. Like you can get robbed or get into a firefight and stuff like that.
Sure.
But there's areas where it's like okay to KOS. But speaking of that, just short story, since we're on the subject of PvP MMOs, I had a crazy weekend in PvPing in DayZ. We had an RP event that a bunch of bandits showed up to, and they pulled out all their guns and they tried killing everybody to steal their shit, and we killed all of them. It was awesome.
It's actually like Devin doesn't have time to really like dig too deep
Yeah.
on it, but like he was telling me about it the other day. It's actually pretty wild. It's
Yeah.
pretty wild. Like I was like on the phone with them. I was like, whoa, like
Like, you're like, this
Daisy's
actually
tight if
sounds
you've got a
fun.
good server.
Yeah, if you have the game, you should play with me sometime, because I'm on a good server with like a bunch of factions and stuff like that, and it's a player ran thing, and there's really good admins. But like the following day, we went and raided their base, and they happened to be the one faction with a helicopter on the server. So two other factions grouped up with us, and we took 15 people into their base and like took all of their vehicles. It was great.
Squatted and just like raided the shit out of them.
Yeah, killed them as they came in and tried to shoot us. It was great.
Just
But yeah,
crack
just-
rocks. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been playing New World, but on the subject of MMOs, I totally get you on that. I am the PvPer. That's the stuff I like to do.
I love it. I love it. Devin, what do we have next, my guy?
Well, it's time to meet the Gallows.
Let's
All right.
fucking do it.
This is where we talk about our head topic of the show. And today we are having an open forum conversation. Is the horror genre still good? Now, give me some points. Let me know. What do you think? Yes, no, maybe so. What's up? What you got for me, guys?
Yes. So
'Cause for me, it's the
it's the
McChicken.
McChicken. Yes, of course.
I definitely have some thoughts. So
Yeah. No. I don't know. I mean, like this is one of our open forum conversations, so it's like just kind of like sound off, I guess. Yeah, I think the horror genre is actually in a very interesting spot now that they haven't really been in a real long time. So it's hard for me to say whether or not the horror genre is still good, bad, in between. It's kind of just in a weird spot. Vandal says quick answer fucking no in the chat.
I agree with Vandal, because like if I'm gonna have a quick answer, like just with some examples, like if we're strictly talking movies, especially right now, during spoopy season, A Quiet Place 2, phenomenal movies. Hereditary, The Witch, not Army of the Dead.
No, I mean, like the thing is though is that like
Yeah.
you're naming off of like a few big ones, yes, absolutely. But it's like the list does go on though. There's horror movies that have come out in the past 5 years that have been remarkable pieces of fucking content. Like you said, like A Quiet Place 1 and 2. We got Midsommar. We got Hereditary. We got The New Invisible Man. We got It Follows. Like there's The Babadook. Like there's tons of horror movies. Get Out. Like there's
Candyman.
there's just a ton of horror movies that are doing like really cool things, and they all kind of like fall into this big spectrum. You know what I mean? And for like me, it just feels like, yeah, like the horror genre I'd argue is still good, but like obviously any genre of anything. I mean, even if we look at video games too, because we're just talking about the horror genre in general, like the horror video games have been some of the best horror video games we've had ever, period, ever. Like there's a lot of really, really good content we got there. Horror shows have been extravagant. Haunting of Hill House, Haunting of Bly Manor. What's the one with the dude who plays King the Conqueror? Was it excuse me.
Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, Lovecraft Country. Yes. Stranger Things. Like what's up?
Halloween Kills box office.
Trash.
This just came out, mind you, is already 73 million.
Yeah.
So here's my proposal.
Hold on, real quick. Vandal in the chat says, in a world of increasingly jaded people, we're outweighed by awful audio sting wastes. That's a big take, Vandal. Goddamn, son, you are real mad about horror genre. Go ahead, Garrick. Sorry, go ahead.
So no, you're good. You're good. I don't think whether or not like the genre still being good or bad is like necessarily the right way to look at it. I like, because we, like you said, we're still getting like good horror films. I think the biggest issue with like the horror genre right now is it's fucking ridiculously oversaturated. There's like too much to the point to where like originality or lack of is affecting overall qualities of the things we're getting. Because like Candyman is like the perfect example of recent memory that comes like the concept itself. Was it a cool film, well executed and scary? Yes, but that it is literally just a project's version of Bloody Mary, essentially. Like that's kind of like where
Well,
like
the
they take
original
like that
was.
roots from, right? But
Yeah.
like and so like, and I know like the new one, like they still kind of play on like a similar lore to that, but like they're spending more time trying to reimagine shit that's already been redone so many times that we're not getting anything like truly new. I would say like A Quiet Place was probably a standout one that like exceeded expectations.
Yeah.
It brought something new to the table that the horror genre hadn't done, because it's usually about like the sharp sounds and the big explosive like audio cues and stuff. And A Quiet Place succeeds in being a horror film for the exact opposite reasons. Like that's what makes it an original and a success.
Yes.
But there's just so many horror films right now that are just like, well, we're just gonna do creepy, scary nuns, or creepy, scary dolls, or creepy, scary religion related whatever the fuck, or zombos, and like it's all been done so many times that you're just like, I didn't hate the movie, but it's just not scary anymore.
You need to watch Midnight Mass.
I'm working on it.
I'm just saying.
I know. Me and Aaron we're gonna start this weekend, but we had an emergency with their son, so we couldn't get started on Midnight Mass right away. But we're probably gonna end up starting that next Monday. So I'll get back to you on it.
I was thinking about rewatching it. I really enjoyed it. Garrick, you should watch it too. I think you would.
I
like
do
it.
really want to watch it. It's actually on my list. I actually, as much as I just kind of pooped on like the whole religion scary thing, like that's actually the shit that I kind of like. That's my ish. It's my guilty pleasure of horror. Like I like those tropes, but they like I can still admit that they're super like played out. But I know there are like there are projects that look to like exceed like the basicness of like demon scary. Like I feel like Conjuring was a success there, and if Midnight Mass is anything like any of the reviews have said, it kind of flips that genre on its head too in like a fun and inventive way. But that's a TV show that's got like more time to do it right than like a 2 or a 90-minute movie like horror film, which is what we get most of the time.
I would say that I'd say like Ernell said, especially within the last 5 years, I think horror has been on the up and up. Me personally, I think horror is kind of one of the more creative aspects of the film industry right now, because of like people have been taking so many different routes. I mean, we got Split, that was like a thriller horror for the most part until it turned into Glass.
Yes, well, a spin-off. It was a sequel technically to the old Bruce Willis film Unbreakable. But no, you're right on the point though, because that's exactly what like sort of Garrick is saying is like because there's so many horror movies, the ones that shine out the most are the ones that are shining out because there's so many, so they stick out more, right? I'm assuming that's kind of your point.
Yeah, I mean, we could say the same about everything else. I mean, look at every, like freaking home channel drama movie that comes out, or, the generic FX action movie. I mean, every genre has that. But I just think, I feel like horror has been more entertaining than not, and better more than not, at least to what we see, like especially on that box office scale. I recently just watched all the Conjuring movies, and I was like, yeah, no, these are good. I did that with Insidious. Same thing. Insidious is good. Sinister is good. Sinister was a good one. The new It's, those were also good. We got Stranger Things on Netflix, also good. Haunting of Hill House, also good. Bly Manor. I could go on and on. I just feel like we've been getting a lot more quality content, even sometimes more so than the superhero industry, as much as we, you know what I'm saying? It's like, don't get me wrong, DC's got a few standouts, but not everything has reviewed that well, versus if you stack up a bunch of horror movies against it, you know what I mean? not saying it I enjoy it more than the other or one's better than the other, but just especially within the last 5 years, I think like it's been moving really well in a good direction. And with video games too, horror video games have been getting more popular over the last few years as well.
So much traction
yeah.
recently, like
Yeah.
especially with like kind of the reimagining the horror genre is getting with games like Phasmophobia.
Mhm.
Like that's really changing the way we look at like horror games, which I think is fucking
Mhm.
excellent because it kind of needed a freshening up.
Yeah.
I just and the thing is like I completely agree. Every single one of those horror movies like you just listed, I love all of them. And but I wish I would see. I guess what I'm personally looking for out of the horror genre these days is I've just watched so many horror films over the years. It takes so much for me now to be like, that was truly original and wowed me in a really special way. It's been a long time since like I've had like a horror film leave like an impression where I'm just like, I'm going to remember this particular horror film for like a minute. And, you know, as much as like I would probably claim, you know, like I've claimed that like, you know, The Conjuring is my favorite horror film, but when did that come out? Oh, I don't remember, but I'm pretty much say like 2010 maybe.
2010, something like that, yeah.
But and like as much as I love the It films, you know, they were a reboot of a novel using the clown trope, which is like one of the oldest. You know, so like it like I just want to see something original and different.
Space Spider.
That's true.
Sure, okay. That's semantics.
He's clown presenting, okay?
Oh no, don't do that. Anyways, it's she is Pennywise, the space
we all
spider monster.
Wait, is Pennywise legitimately?
It's a female in the book. In the book, it's a female.
I did not know that.
Yeah, says the god turtle.
See, I knew about the god turtle, but
anyone who has not had anything to do with it is like, what in the fuck is going on in this story?
Also, I realized when I said the clown presenting, I didn't mean it that way.
No, for sure. I got you. I was playing. I love you. You. It's okay.
I was like, wait, I didn't think that came out weird. But yeah.
So to answer Chase just goes, do you think The Shining could ever be redone? No, I do not think The Shining could ever be redone. But
Doctor Sleep was
that's exactly what
the closest thing.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. There's Doctor Sleep, which is actually a sequel based like 30 years after the events of The Shining, and Ewan McGregor plays the grown-up version of the kid from The Shining as well. That movie actually is really good, and you should go watch that if you haven't yet.
I heard that was well received.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like that goes kind of in tandem with like what Garrick was saying, because like I can get what is Xander saying? What about the part where there was a prepubescent gangbang in it? Yeah, no, that's in the books too. We don't need to get into that. Anyways, yeah, that's there's some stuff there.
Stephen King.
Yeah, I know, Stephen King. God damn it, man. Anyways, that goes kind of to the point that Garrick was having, is that like it would be easier to say that the horror genre is excellent if so much of it wasn't just this melting pot of really, really good, just authentically good movies mixed in with just dribble that we don't need, like The Purge. The fact that they're on like the 5th Purge movie is just fucking mind-blowing. And then things that are remakes, that's mixed into there. And then some other stuff that is like A/B movie IPs that just like, sure, you know, they're cool. You know, it comes at night. Okay, sure. Like, you know, there's
right.
And then there's movies like The Ritual, which are just outstanding. You know, like there's
right.
And so it's hard for us to like really like put good. That's why good is in parentheses for this, because it's like,
right.
It's so hard to really just be like, is it good? Is it bad? Is it sort of in between? Because it's like, it falls in just this massive rainbow of just like, it's somewhere in there. Yeah. But it's hard to say that it's bad, because we've had so many remarkable horror movies just in the past decade. Like we've named like 30 already in just this like 20-minute conversation so far. Like there's so fucking many good horror movies. I can't say horror is bad ever.
No.
As long as there's things like Malignant out there just killing the game. Just killing the game.
The thing is, though,
that game. I mean, that movie is rotten on Rotten Tomatoes right now, dog.
I have something to say. So I still haven't seen Malignant, and I will weigh in on that as soon as I do watch it.
I need you to watch
But
it.
It's not on HBO Max anymore.
Just rent it on Amazon Prime. It's fine.
Damn it, but I'll catch it on I'll rent it on YouTube or some shit. But like, I feel like on the flip side of like this coin, the lack of originality in some of like the campy trash horror films, of which there are a plethora of, like it almost makes those ones that stand out even more. It's just like I feel like it's so hard to get a wow out of a horror film.
Okay, hold on. No, Garrick, I'm sorry. I have to do something. Really quick.
Wait, what?
I have to do something. All right, just fucking hold on. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Important thing.
I've never seen.
Hold on.
Malignant.
Hold on.
I can't hear him.
It's ringing.
Oh my god.
He better answer.
He's not gonna answer.
He better answer. Oh, this son of a bitch. This son of a bitch.
Yo, what up, Red? Welcome. Red, what do you think about horror movies? Do you think they're still good? Do you think they're bad? What do you think? Do you think there's still a place out there for horror movies?
It is still ringing.
It's probably your phone.
Damn.
No, my phone doesn't.
And iPhones, and I thought iPhones were superior.
I mean, when you have a
I'll try
12
him
Pro.
back in a minute. Anyways, Halo just got back.
I just need to know: does this have to do with the room comment?
No, it has to do with Chase saying the secret window was as good as Malignant, which is Chase saying that Malignant and the secret window are trash. And I got into this debate with Chase the other week because the secret window is fucking magic, and I will not have. Oh, wait, hold on. Here we go.
But the fucking
Hi,
fight.
Chase. You're on the Good Kraken show. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How about you guys?
Oh yeah, I can't hear him.
You can't hear him?
Hello?
Hey, okay. So, Chase, I have a very important question for you.
Shoot.
Why are you a bastard? Love you, bye. That's it. That's all I wanted.
That was great. Perfectly executed. Well done.
It was very bastard of you, Ernell.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry, Garrick. All that was cutting you off. Go. You had a thought.
No, you're all good. So, like, I guess the thing I'd like to shift focus on is like when was the last time? And I feel like this is a good thinker. When was the last time, if ever, a horror movie has like wowed you like within the genre to like the extent that like Dune has? Like, have you guys ever experienced like a horror film that's like been like that provocative, like in almost like an experience?
Yeah, Hereditary.
I haven't seen that movie, so like this is
You should. Yeah, you should.
It has some wow
about
moments. It has some wow moments. I can't say anything about it. You just have to watch it.
Is it one of those ones where you're just like, if I talk about it a little bit, the whole movie's ruined?
Well, no, not necessarily. Just like you kind of need to go in, because for me, like Hereditary, the big reason that I like that one as much as I do is because I went into it not having any idea what the fuck it was about at all.
Okay.
Like no clue. And so I went into it and had everything unfold for me. And I was like, wow, this actually is just legitimately a good movie. And they handle it in such a way that is to kind of take a step back, right? The thing that's so interesting about this conversation is we're very much shying away from a very important part of this conversation. That is how much horror is actually horror / thriller, and how that differentiation now is just kind of merged together. Where like thrillers are horrors and horrors are also thrillers, and they're not two different things anymore. Like with very few exceptions, because obviously there's some exceptions. Like I'm not going to paint this with a huge giant brush, but for the most part though, horror movies, like you mentioned earlier, aren't scary anymore. And there's a reason for that, because there's been this like very big thing now where it's like horror movies are scary not because they give you jump scares. They're scary because they actually legitimately creep you the fuck out. And that's something that Hereditary does very well. Hereditary isn't just about the jump scares. It's not. It is legitimately a creepy fucking story. And
A24.
A24, it's just absolute goddamn magic coming out of that goddamn company. But it's just like the horror movies that do so well for us are the ones that utilize thriller like tactics to give us something that is wonderful. And Hereditary nailed it perfectly. And honestly, I think that's why I would argue that Hereditary is probably the best horror movie in the past decade. Just and like it's not my favorite. I'm not saying it's my favorite, but like honestly, on paper, Hereditary is like has to be the best horror movie of the past decade.
Yeah, it is. It is fucking great.
Damn, all right.
Yeah, they handle storytelling very well. They handle like the pacing very well, the plot devices very well. There's stakes. There's like a good character arc. There's all sorts of shit that happened in this movie, and they pack it all into this little 2.5 hour piece that just makes your fucking skin crawl. I do want to put some attention on what some of the Halo is saying in the chat. To be honest, I don't watch horror movies, so I'm probably not the best person to ask that. I do think, however, that as long as a person, I'm assuming is what he meant, enjoys watching mediocre horror movies, which I think a lot are based on what I hear, and will pay to see them, horror movies will stay around. Makes the great horror movies that much better. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like me, like I'm not crazy hard to please, and that pisses Devin off. I am very much not very hard to please. If my basis on horror movies and just movies generally speaking, if I watched it front to back, if I felt like the characters were acting like actual people purposefully.
Yeah, like throwing blackjack tables with one arm.
But they all acted like people. Okay, anyways, there's actual stakes. You know, like there's a lot of like little things for me that make a movie decent to me, and that's fine. Like I have very few movies that I'm like, this is garbage. One of them is Thanksgiving. That movie is just trash fire. Absolute trash fire. That movie is so bad.
Dude, I laughed.
I kind of want to.
Sorry.
No,
go ahead.
Devin.
I was just going to say, I laughed all the way through Malignant. I was like, why would you do that? What?
See,
that was the point. That was the point.
Here's the thing. If I went into a horror film and rather than being scared, it made me laugh my ass off the whole way through, I still would have considered that a successful like venture to the movies.
Thank you.
Because I left, it brought joy. It sparked joy. Like it might have not been what I wanted out of the film, but it still gave me something that I didn't know I necessarily needed, and I enjoyed it when I left.
Yes, Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods is very good, Halo.
Yeah.
It's a very good.
Cabin in the Woods is literally one of the most campy ass fucking movies ever.
It is literally
like
Malignant in the fucking woods with monsters.
Bro,
at least there's monsters.
You cannot watch Cabin in the Woods and not tell me that is not one of the most fucking ridiculous, convoluted, nonsensical pieces of media and horror ever. That movie makes no fucking sense.
And it works.
It has better music and it has a better plot than Malignant.
It doesn't have a plot. It's just an end of the world house.
It doesn't have a plot.
That's the point.
No, and Halo, we're not even saying it's bad. We're saying all the qualities that make Cabin in the Woods good also makes Malignant good. Inherently, by being the same fucking thing.
I'm out. You can't compare the
only difference between Cabin in the Woods and Malignant is fucking Chris Hemsworth.
And that dude yeets himself into an invisible wall in the first half hour. Like,
No,
and then
it's more
just
like an
every
hour.
other camp.
It's more
And
like
then
an
it's
hour.
just like every other campy horror film.
No, it's not. Then they go down an escalator, and then they see all these not an escalator, an elevator. Then they see all the monsters that ever been dreamed of imagination. Then you see the bloodiest hallway you've ever seen. Then you see some cool stuff.
No, The Shining.
Absolutely.
The Shining was the bloodiest hallway. I would argue. But
Oh, yeah.
now, granted, though,
True.
I'm pretty sure if I remember reading correctly, they were inspired in that scene of Cabin in the Woods by The Shining. So
Yeah.
you know,
Can't say I'm shocked there.
Xander says Cabin in the Woods owned it openly in the movie. Malignant tries to play it itself off as a serious horror film. No, it does not. God
Yes,
damn
it
it,
does.
dude!
Yes,
Fucking James
Such a
Wan
different interpretation.
in fucking 5 interviews prior to this movie coming out said that this movie is campy and corny as fuck, and he wanted it to be because it's an ode to another director. All right, it was
Okay.
purposefully corny.
Just for the sake
Doesn't
of
mean
playing
it's good.
devil's advocate here, because I did just shit all over Devin. If the director himself has to explain that his movie is intentionally bad, while Cabin in the Woods did not. I'm just saying.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
just
okay.
Actually, you got me curious now. You got me curious now. You got me curious.
Because
Oh boy. Oh
But-
boy. Oh boy.
so while
What's
he's looking
Devin
that
doing?
up, or no, I do want to ask, just because like getting back onto like just the is the horror a good thing? Like
Mhm.
you mentioned that like the thriller genre has really just kind of blended in with the horror. Do you feel like that's enhanced or muddied the horror genre though? Like is that a good, like, has this been a good thing for it? Like or is it one of the things that's kind of causing it to not be true horror anymore?
Yeah,
All right.
I think it's a great thing. I think it's a great thing. So, sorry, well, I'll pause right there real quick. Devin, what's up?
Cabin in the Woods has a 92% on the tomato meter.
It's a good movie.
Unfucking believable.
I'm not saying
Like-
it's a bad movie. I'm not saying it's bad. Okay, can we get that perfectly clear, chat? Okay, be fucking cool, chat. Be fucking cool. I'm not saying Cabin in the Woods is bad, because it's not. It's not bad. It's a very good movie. But for all the reasons Cabin in the Woods is good, so is Malignant. And if you can't admit that, you're a fucking liar, Devin. You're a fucking liar.
Malignant has a 52.
I fucking hate it. I hate it here. I hate it here. Anyways, to answer your question, Garrick, thank you for saving this fucking show as many times as we have tonight. I think it's awesome, because I think when things like that happen in any medium whatsoever, there's only good things that can be had of it. Like the fact that like now like every video game in existence has RPG elements, but they're not all RPGs, is what I mean. That's that's the example that I can give, is just like when we start breeding genres into one thing, and there's sort of just like inherently one of another, we start getting even more of a basis, more widespread, for more potential of good content to be had of it, because now we don't have to worry about like, oh, am I seeing a horror movie or am I seeing a thriller movie? Right? Because now we can just say like they coincide. They're synonymous now, basically. And because of such, we can go into a horror movie and say, oh, like, is this going to be a creepy, gross murder story with like a bunch of fucking blood everywhere and everyone's just fucking dying and there's like a ghost thing that's doing all of it? Or are we going to get like some cool, like, psychological, like killer dude who's like, you know, going around and like putting up traps for people? And like there's a lot of like really cool things, and we can just go into a movie and say like, oh, it's horror, and get either of those things and be happy either way. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like like A Quiet Place, for example, right? That's not technically a horror movie. It's a thriller movie, because it's like there's not a bunch of just like decapitations and jump scares and like things happening in that
Right.
fucking
Like,
movie.
it's not like we're watching Saw or Hostel.
Yeah, but we're getting our blood's pumping because it's so just like on the edge of our seat of them being chased by these fucking brutal monsters running around the fucking forest and stuff. But we still coincide that. That's still synonymous as a horror movie because it made us feel that way. And for me, that's what makes a horror movie, is whether or not it makes us feel that way. Do we get creeped out? Are we uncomfortable? Are we like do we think the story overall is majestic for being something that's super dark and super fucked up? Because that's, you know, the human condition, but it's a whole other conversation. I think it's awesome. I think it's dope.
So that actually makes me think, and I didn't really consider this, that something that's kind of special to the horror genre, I feel like, is the horror genre as a whole probably has like more like cult subgenres than any other like movie genre out there. Like, there's so many different kinds of horror movies that you can delve into that like make the genre great. And I didn't really consider about that. Like, I think that's one of the reasons that horror is still good, is that like you can get horror stories and those horror thriller stories and those suspense stories that all hit those same notes, and like, but they can be presented to you in a million different ways, whether it matches like the originality that like something, someone like me is that necessarily looking for in the film. That can be left up to interpretation. But there's just like, it is like, it's that is way more, that's almost like that's a horror comedy almost, and that, especially that first film, like it's not delivered like a traditional horror. And then there's like, then there's like those gore porn like films like Hostel and Saw, where like the purpose to go see those movies is for the blood factor, like that's why you're going. You're not going for the plot. And then you've got like, the traditional scares, like, Army of the Dead, Evil, Ash versus Evil Dead, where it's like, it's just dead things and zombies and traditional, like the traditional horror stories. And then we've got like those beautiful new mixes of the genre, like A Quiet Place, or even like older ones that like, lean more on the thriller aspect, like Shutter Island with Leonardo DiCaprio, that like is more of a thriller, but it still has a lot of horror aspects that it like leans into, that kind of brings it into the genre, but not necessarily like, it's like it can like an outlier on the genre without being something totally separate.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen A Cure for Wellness?
I want to say yeah. I feel like
I know of it.
It's
that
good.
name sounds familiar.
I like it.
That name sounds familiar. Is there a reason you're bringing it up though?
It's got the same vibe as Shutter Island to me.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Oh,
That's
okay, okay, yeah, and yeah, like it's the horror genre is really expansive. Like, it really is. Like, it's got it has a lot of different like takes. Like, fucking fears are infinite, man. I feel like that's what makes horror so cool.
Yeah.
Fucking
like,
human
they really
centipede,
are,
man.
What'd you say, Devin?
I said human centipede, man.
Okay,
like, dude, like somebody, yeah, but it like, you can say whatever the fuck you want about that, but you cannot deny its originality. Like, somebody sat in a room and thought that shit was a good idea. Even more worrisome, they pitched it to somebody and they bought it. So like, there's a lot of fucked up individuals out there in the world.
Sequels.
Okay,
well,
and there was more. Yeah,
it was terrible. It was a terrible sequel. But here's the thing though, is that like, obviously it did something because that's another cultural zeitgeist movie. Everyone knows what Human Centipede is. Everyone knows what Human Centipede is. Like, through trauma, sure, but everyone knows about it. Like, I actually have a question for you guys, because I don't want us to talk into circles and any, even loosely here, and want to say we probably have like 5-6 minutes left here. Where do you actually, Devin, more specific, because I think Garrick kind of like touched on this a little bit. Devin, where do you want to see horror go? For you to be happy with the horror genre, where would it need to be in, say, 5 years for you to be happy with it?
I just want to keep seeing the things we're seeing. I kind of like the reboots of some of the old stuff personally, because I think a lot of the special effects and stories are extremely dated. Especially like movies from the 70s. I like what they've been doing with Halloween. I like what they've been doing with Chucky now with the TV series. I like American. Yeah, I loved it. Honestly,
good remake.
It's the horror movie Goonies. That's what it is. It's just a gory Goonies movie. I just want them to keep doing what they're doing. Honestly, it doesn't have to be, for me. Horror doesn't have to be what Dune is, because Dune is its own thing. That is sci-fi fantasy. That is its realm. Yeah, that is, it belongs there with the Lord of the Rings, the Blade Runners, Judge Dredd, like shit like that.
I just want one horror movie. I wanted to see if I could get that past you.
I wanted to see if I could get that past you.
I just want to see one horror film that's like, I want to see horror film reach the same pinnacle, not necessarily in the same genre as Dune, obviously, but like I want to see like that pinnacle, that peak horror film that like gives me a similar experience to that.
Watch Hereditary.
All right, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. I really will.
I'm telling you, dude, it's gonna change how you perceive horror movies. Honestly, like it's that good. It's that good. Like,
look at Xander just put in the chat.
So Xander, for our listeners at home, Xander says Halloween Kills is Die Hard 6. Michael Myers is just a pissed off John McClane. Halo also said, so I did turn into your Dune podcast a few days ago since I hadn't seen it yet. What score did you all give it? We gave it
10.
a GK
Perfect 10
out of 10. And that is the only 10 out of 10 that we've given a movie so far since doing GK.
It was almost a 9. God. It was almost a 9. I changed my tune though as we talked about it, because I was like, you know what? I do actually like it a little bit more than I thought.
Yeah, I gave a 9.5.
It's a 9.
But that was a write-in. Like honestly, like any complaints I had about that movie can be easily overlooked.
Yeah, sure. But I think that's a good place for us to end on the horror note. I think we all can kind of agree that like, no, it's perfect, Halo. It's perfect. Anyways, Devin, hit him with our schedule.
So yeah, Wednesday we are doing our part 1 of House of Ashes. That is the Dark Pictures anthology. It is the 3rd part. It is now been announced that they are doing seasons. So this is the 3rd episode in the 1st season. They have another episode coming out in the coming months that will be the end of it. And then we will be continuing House of Ashes for part 2 on Friday and hopefully concluding this story. I'm getting stoked for it. Saturday. Yeah.
Devin, I was going to say, do you want to do a thing where we like have to like take a drink anytime someone dies?
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Cool. I will be here.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I guess Red just called us smart. You have to be somewhat smart to follow it.
I mean, hey, Xander's there for drinks. Xander's there for drinks. Let's do it. All right. Anyways,
on Saturday we will be doing our regular podcast at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern, and we'll also be talking about whether Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween movie. Well, that does it for the Good Kraken Show. This has been the Good Kraken Podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you enjoyed the show, you can head over to our Patreon at patreon.com/Good Kraken Show, where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services around the 7 seas. Garrick! If you enjoyed the show, you can head over to you can also support us on the YouTube channel by clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken ! And leaving a review. We have a post show to go record, everybody. But until next time,
I love lamb.
For me, it's the McChicken.
Yes, it is.
The original chicken sandwich.
Go watch Malignant and enjoy it.
No, don't watch it.